What's up, Avery Pro fam? It's actually Daniel here, and today we're going to be discussing Star Wars Outlaws and the maps and how the open world is going to work in the game. But before we do, can I please remind you to click that subscribe button if you like our content, click that bell notification if you want to be notified every time we release a new video, and finally guys, give us a thumbs up if you like this video as well, that would be much appreciated. Right, let's dive right into the video, shall we? So Star Wars Outlaws, it was announced last year, this big open world, outlaw game based in the Star Wars universe. This is at the time when the Empire is at its strongest. Looks like it's going to be a decent story, guys. I'm not going to dive into characters in this video. I'm going to do that in a separate video. Today we are just going to dive into the open world perspective and how I think the maps will work and all that sort of stuff. We do know, guys, that the landing on a planet and going into space is going to be like, it's sort of going to be controlled by you, but there's going to be like a scene that takes you off the ground and then you're going to have control as you're flying out of the planet, which sounds really, really cool, guys, and obviously it looks really cool. It's obviously a bit more immersive than the likes of Starfield, where you just load into a planet, obviously, so there is that immersive element that Starfield didn't have. I'm not going to be comparing Starfield for everything, guys, but I thought that was a reasonable comparison, because that was the last open world space game we really got. So guys, obviously we know that that's going to be happening, so we do know that you're going to be able to land on planets potentially anywhere, but also, guys, what I want to state is that there could be potentially checkpoints. So let's say there's a planet and you have a certain amount of land that you can explore within that sector, and then obviously if you want to explore another side of the planet, you have to click that checkpoint or something like that. That could be something that happens. I don't think, and this is my own personal opinion, I don't think we're going to be able to explore the entire planet. I don't think that's going to happen. I think what we're going to have is we're going to have a large amount of land to explore, and then obviously there's going to come a point when there's a barrier to explore, you know, where you can't explore anymore, because making a planet completely, you know, from scratch is going to be really difficult, because I believe I read, guys, that these guys aren't looking into doing procedural generation. It's all handcrafted, which is also really unique for an open world space game. So for them to handcraft all these planets, you know, like the whole thing, that's going to be a real difficult thing to do. And obviously, guys, it's quality over quantity. You've heard me say that saying loads of times, quality over quantity. So if there's less amount of planets, but the quality is a lot better, then I'm happy with that. If the quality means that you have less to explore the planet, but what you do explore is immersive and seamless, and it makes you feel like you're in you're in an adventure, that's better than having just a whole bunch of land that there's nothing there and it's just boring. So there is some benefits to it, and there's some negatives. Obviously, some people like that, like no boundary sort of thing. People like to just be able to know, right, anything in this game I can explore, and I get that, and I was the same for a while, guys. I used to think that quantity was better than quality, but however, that is not true. Quality over quantity is much better, guys. So yeah, I think that's how it's going to be laid out. I think there's going to be boundaries. Maybe we can explore the entire planet. Maybe there'll be some planets we can explore the entirety of. Potentially, I don't know. I mean, if that was possible, that's going to be quite unique for Ubisoft, because Ubisoft, I mean, I have nothing against their open world games. I like the Division games. I like the Tom Clancy games. They were amazing. But, you know, each studio has its own open world formula, like the way that they do their open worlds. For Ubisoft, it's very unique for them to do a space game to begin with anyway. So for them to make entire planets handcrafted, fully immersive and fully unique to each other, I mean, it's going to be a difficult task for them, because they haven't really shown that in the past. I mean, you know, their open world formulas have stayed similar for a lot of their games. I mean, Far Cry is a main example of that. Far Cry 5 and Far Cry 6, although the story's different, the environment's different, the way that the gameplay works, the way that you explore the world, it feels very similar, guys. So that's kind of the feeling that that worries me a little bit, because as I say, if you're used to making just a map, for instance, and you're not used to making like a universe, how are you going to be able to jump from that formula to this really ambitious sort of universe? Yo guys, sorry for interrupting this video, but I've got an important announcement to tell you all. We're affiliated with a company that is offering a game development course. That's right guys, this thing covers AI, Unity, Unreal Engine, ChatGPT, you name it, it is in here. So if you're an aspiring game developer and want to know how to get stuck in, this is the course for you. This covers on how AI is used in game development. It'll cover on how to use Unity, on how to use Unreal Engine, ChatGPT, the full shebang guys. It is in this course. It is $49.99. I'll convert it to British pounds up here guys. I definitely recommend this course guys. I mean, if you don't know how to get into game development, then this is the thing for you guys, because there's lots of people who wonder, how the hell do I get into a game development company? How do I start my own games? Well, this will tell you all of that information guys, and it will give you the knowledge you need to be a successful game developer. So if you're interested guys, I'll leave the link down in the description. Go and give it a look if you're interested, and yeah, let's get straight back into the video. Also guys, what I will say is, as an example, this was the same for CD Projekt Red. They have improved Cyberpunk quite dramatically, but it was a very big jump from going from a medieval game to a futuristic game. As we could see guys, they weren't used to it, and it was a big test for the team. That's my worry for Ubisoft when it comes to Star Wars Outlaws. So will they be able to make these worlds immersive? Will they be able to make them feel alive? That is the question that I bet we're all asking. So the map guys, as I say, the map is going to be laid, I think the map is going to be laid out where there's a bunch of land, but there is going to be barriers eventually. Finally, but it's not going to be small guys. Okay, this is Star Wars. For, you know, if they make a small map, people aren't going to be very happy. It's going to be a big chunk of land, and I would argue that it might probably be bigger than some of the Ubisoft games that they've got. So let's say an Assassin's Creed, let's use Assassin's Creed Origins for instance. Look at that map, it's bloody massive. If you haven't played that game, play it and see what the map looks like. It's massive. Same with Odyssey. If you look at that, I believe I read that some of the maps on the planet are going to be the size of that. So there is going to be a ton to explore. To think that there isn't, there is going to be a ton. But as again, they all had their ending. It'll be the same with this game. There will be a barrier eventually. But if the map sizes are going to be of that size, guys, we're going to have tons of content to explore. What's going to be within the open world, guys? Well, I mean, you know, we did see that you could go into buildings. There was a small part where the character goes into a building, and it's a seamless entrance. There's no loading screens or anything like that. That's also good for the immersion, guys. It means there's going to be interiors, which I'm super looking forward to. I mean, when you think about that, guys, a lot of games could do with more interiors. So the fact that these guys are seeing it beforehand and they're like, yeah, we need to make sure that buildings are enterable and stuff like that, that's awesome. So it was a cantina, so obviously guys, it doesn't necessarily mean that every building's going to be enterable, but it's a big possibility, which would be really awesome, guys. And it is not impossible with today's tech, so as long as they take their time, it's very possible. What's going to be within the open world, guys? The challenges, the enemies and stuff like that. We don't know. There's not a lot to work out at that point, and we do know there's going to be like pirates and stuff like that. You know, and the people who are taking scraps and whatever and stealing things. That's just normal Star Wars, especially when you go to like the Tatooine and stuff like that. So guys, there is that possibility that you'll bump into these. You'll have to fight these as well within the open world. But yeah, guys, I mean, there's nothing really else I can say about it. I mean, I think there's going to be boundaries, but the map sizes are going to be significant. So I think we're going to be full of content, guys. I don't think they're going to be small because, as I say, people will get bored eventually. There has to be enough freedom for people to feel, for them not to get bored. And as I say, there's the Assassin's Creed games, they did lack a lot of uniqueness, I would say. Like, the map was big, you know, the places were beautiful, but the actual things to do in the world eventually felt not unique. I hope they don't do that with Star Wars Outlaws. There's a lot of possibilities with this game, so, you know, I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, guys, I think that there will be boundaries, but the map sizes will be big. I think that we will be able to enter buildings within the open world, as proven within the trailer. I'll be playing that throughout this video, guys, so you'll be able to see what I mean. And I do think that when you look at the whole perspective, guys, of Ubisoft, It is a big task, obviously, because they're not used to making games like this. However, with their recent game, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, that has made me a bit more reassured, because obviously that was very different from their previous games. In many aspects, I did kind of get like a Far Cry element to the gunplay and the crossbow in, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. But that's not to say that they aren't up to the task of changing their formula completely to facilitate a game like Star Wars Outlaws. Because Star Wars Outlaws would not suit how Ubisoft have done their games in the past in many regards. That's my own personal opinion. But at the same time, I would say The Division is probably one of Ubisoft's best games out there when it comes to open world. So, you know, with that developer team being on the front line of this game and developing this game, I have every faith that they're going to be able to rise to the task and create this open world Star Wars experience that I cannot wait to play. To be honest with you guys, this is the first time I've looked forward to a Ubisoft game in a very, very long time, because the likes of Far Cry 6, I played it, it was okay. Likes of Watch Dogs Legion, I played it, it was okay, but it wasn't the best game out there. I mean, the last game that I really fell in love with from Ubisoft has to be Ghost Recon Wildlands and Watch Dogs 2. I did not like Watch Dogs Legion, but Watch Dogs 2 was one of those games that it was good. It was my favourite one actually out of all of them. So yeah, I know a lot of people think that the first one was better, but that's a whole nother topic and I'm blabbering on now. But point is, guys, that I have every faith that they're going to do a really good job. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know, do you think the Star Wars Outlaws is going to be a good game? Do you think the map sizes will be big enough? I think they will, but I think there will be boundaries. Do you think that the development teams are up to the task with it being very different to their previous titles? Do you think that the game will live up to the hype? All these, all of these questions people have, and all these opinions that people have, put them down below, guys. We do read them and we do appreciate them, so let me know your thoughts anyway. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it as always. Sorry we haven't been on the last few days. I've been dealing with some stuff, but we've got some good videos coming out over the next few days, so thank you so much anyway, guys, for watching. Thank you for giving your time to this video. Thank you for subscribing if you have. Thank you for everything. We do appreciate it. And thank you mostly for the criticism. The criticism helps us tremendously as well. But again, guys, I'm blabbering on. I'm just going to end the video because I do talk a lot. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.